So the thing to remember when you're working with shops always is that they are four-dimensional. So what I mean by four-dimensional is you get the three dimensions of space, you get length, breadth, depth, but you have time. Time is like the most important element in shops. It's something that pure play retailers who are moving into the shops for the first time really need to learn how shops develop and work through time. But even, buyers and merchandisers in any business who spend a lot of time obviously in head offices and with suppliers, that they get into shops as much as possible to see how important it is to consider time. So when we think about product stories related to time, then themes, so coordinated products from different categories with strong kind of visual stories to the customer, which can be silhouettes when you're only dealing with, 3, 4, 5 products coordinated to give a really powerful look, or themes which may have, 20, 30 plus options, but they're all joined together by this very strong visual theme. But in the case of 20, 30 options, then you're giving the customer choice. So the difference is silhouettes, they kind of take it or leave it themes. Big, bold statement, but the customer will either like them or not like them. So don't fill your shop with bold, attractive silhouettes because it's risky, because only so many customers will be attracted to them and actually buy them. On the other side, we've said these themes. So themes are so important. So these coordinate any number of, different product categories, and they all have that strong visual look. But within that number of options, there's a choice for the customer. They can take the visual idea that you give them and interpret it in the way that they want. They can select the products which are suitable for them. As with all things creative, so fashion themes, are no exception. There are quantitative rules behind this creativity that you must obey. So when you create for the customer this, let's say 20 options coordinated behind a visual theme, for example, you must get the balance of product categories correct, the commercial balance. The weight of tops to bottoms, the weight of different products from blouses to dresses, knitwear to trousers. So that's the first thing you must get correct. You must also build into these themes the correct balance of image makers, basic product, and planned bestsellers. So in terms of a breakdown, an average breakdown, 25% of your options in this fashion theme should be image makers. They make a big, bold statement, but in fact they may not sell so well. You need some basics in there to bulk out these displays. They are good sellers, but they're good sellers over time. And you need these planned bestsellers in there, which really are going to be your commercial sales for the lifetime of this theme. They're part of the visual theme, they're in season, they're in fashion, but not too fashionable that they will, put off a lot of customers from buying. And also remember the margin of the product you're putting in these themes, so you get, maximum profit from what you sell. So those are some of the, rules, the quantitative rules that you need to put behind these kind of creative visual themes. But coming back to that first point, time is so important, and you need to make a lot of decisions about how these product stories, how these themes flow through your store. How long do they last? Do you have some themes that come and go in a month? Do you have some themes that last through a whole season? How do you manage the launch of new themes? How do you manage how a theme kind of fades through as a season commences? How do you introduce individual new options into existing themes? So these are all very important things to consider, how your stories are going to kind of work together, develop, evolve as you go through a season. So coordinated fashion themes, so important. There's a role for silhouettes, there's a role for these bigger themes, but either way, you really need to consider behind the scenes all those numerical rules and guidelines. Get the balance of products right, get the balance of product roles right, and think how your store and your themes are going to develop month by month, season by season.